And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, of course, we are going to be discussing yesterday's game a little bit, and I want to discuss one of our summer signings, Jefte. Yes, I've been very impressed with him, and I think fans have been very impressed with him. We're going to be discussing his impact so far at Rangers. But of course, most importantly, Rangers are through to the semi-finals of the League Cup, of course, after beating Dundee 3-0. Great to return back at home to Ibrox. And yeah, super happy that we're back there. I mean, consequently, because we won that game at Ibrox, we're back to Hampden again, but for more good reasons rather than not having a stadium. The League Cup semi-final draw will be later on today after Celtic take on Falkirk. They're probably obviously going to be going through. But Motherwell are another side that have gone through, and Aberdeen are also another side that have gone through to the semi-finals. So, of course, probably at this moment, well, to be fair, Aberdeen could be a very tough test as well. So, you're probably looking at this moment in time that we want Motherwell as the team that we're going to be playing in the semi-finals. But, you know, if you want to win the trophy, you've got to beat everybody that can come your way. So, yeah, very much looking forward to that draw. But the game itself, guys, again, another win. I feel like we're getting better as the days and weeks go on. And actually, I did think about our start to the season so far. You know, I felt, you know, in our first few games, I think a lot of people were being disgruntled, but we didn't have the complete picture given to us. I do think that was our fault again because we didn't make our signings early enough, but we didn't have the sort of bigger picture already there for us. And then I think, you know, with the Champions League, there was a lot of doom and gloom because essentially we got a decision that went against us, which ultimately I personally believe led to us going out to the Champions League. Obviously, we're playing with 10 men. So some of those things away, but from that, and apart from the old firm, I think the old firm was the old firm. I think it was a disgrace, genuinely. But apart from that, I am starting to see a bit of progress and starting to see things that maybe we can cling on to and see us improving as the weeks go on, which is something you want to see as a fan base going forward. And again, yesterday, Cyril Dessers getting another 2 goals. I think that's 7 and 8 for him now. That's some really good figures. People say a lot about Cyril Dessers. I'm one of the people that say a lot about Cyril Dessers, but you can't moan at 7 goals in 8 games. Obviously, there's the context of if you have to watch him every single week, you know he misses some big chances. But look, 7 and 8 games, you can't mock that really at all. It was also quite good to see our new signing Bejrami, of course, get an assist as well, making an impact. But one thing I do find weird is that I thought he was brought in for a number 10, but we still utilise Tom Lawrence as the number 10, which I found very confusing. But him playing in I thought he would have been playing in the number 10. James Tavernier scoring a penalty, actually his first goal of the season. And to be fair with Tavernier, what I would say about him is that he doesn't shy away, regardless of the criticism. And to be fair, a lot of papers were making out he was getting pushed out of the club in the last game, in the Old Firm game. But look, he's always stood there to be counted, and people want to talk about captain material. That's what kind of captains do, lead by example and don't shy away, and that's what he kind of did. But we're starting to see Tavernier get substituted now for other players. Maybe this is a way of phasing him out this season. Maybe that's what we're going to go. So the last 2 games, he's always come off in the sort of 70th minute and been changed around. So yeah, ultimately 3-0 victory yesterday. Pretty happy with that. Into the semi-finals of the Cup competition, and it's a cup that I want to win this year. It's a cup competition I want to win. I don't think beggars can be choosers this year. I don't think we're really going to win the league. Genuinely, I don't think we are. But winning cup competitions and making sure that we do well in Europe is something I think we should be trying to achieve. Again, I know people are going to go, Dan, you're fucking doing my nutting by saying stuff like that, but it's just my opinion. I don't think we're going to win the league. I'm sorry if you disagree with that. But again, I would love to be humbled as the season goes on. In talking about our team as well, you know, there was one player I think that stood out for me, and I really want to talk about because I think he's been fantastic. Genuinely, I think he's been fantastic since the start of the season and coming into this team, and something that we've really wanted. And actually comes back to a point where in pre-season people were kind of rubbishing him already. I think he had a bad game or something in pre-season, or a bad bad first half or whatever it was, and people were like, oh my god, we've got more duds within the team. But since the competitive campaign has started, I think one player has been very, very consistent, and a player that has made a really, really good impact is Jefte. I think I'm seeing a lot of fan reaction with regards to it, and for me personally, yesterday, he was my man of the match, but genuinely, I think he is a complete player. And I think I seen something in the summer stating that someone dubbed him to potentially go to Real Madrid one day, or that's like maybe his dream, and not far-fetched. I'm not saying it's too far-fetched, but I genuinely believe like he's got at that young age and he can progress, and I think he's got like the talent, and he's definitely got like the quality to maybe play at a high level. I'm not saying Real Madrid necessarily, but at a top European club, and I genuinely think he is destined for big things. And I don't like to go over the top, but I think so far his impact as a left back at Rangers so far has been really, really good. And again yesterday, another fantastic performance from the Brazilian, and I genuinely do believe he could be on for destined for big things, which makes me also think that looking at our recruitment strategy at this moment in time, I'm actually filled with a little bit more of confidence. We've talked about some of the shite that we've had at the club over the last couple of years, and the players that have been hard to get out to the door, but these kind of signings that we're looking to make more, these younger, hungrier players, is something that I can really get behind in Jefte. If these there's something in the business model we want, 500k from somewhere, and then sell for X amount in 2-3 years time, that's the model we need to go down. But certainly a very, very good coup from Rangers. I knew a player that we wanted in January. Of course, we couldn't get him over the line because of Applewell, but yeah, I'm a massive fan of him so far, and I think he's made a really, really good impact out on that left side so far. Also, I do think Barron as well. I think Barron's been pretty decent. I think Barron's been very, very good as well. And probably, I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of it. And I think it goes to show that we should still be looking to buy the best talent within our country. We've seen a lot of players go out of the door. And go leave other clubs and go to the Italian league, for example, and do really well over there. So I do think Barron is an example of making sure that we buy the players that are in our division, the best performers in our division, and hopefully we can continue to do that. But recruitment-wise, I'm a bit more positive. Again, I understand the remit at this moment in time. I do think it's a little bit, we compare ourselves to Celtic a lot. We do, because they're our title rivals, they're our rivals within the city, etc., etc. But as I keep on saying, I think if we just focus on our own thing and just keep on chopping away at what we're trying to do, we're starting to see some positive signs, and we're starting to see stuff that we're moving in the right direction. And especially with some of the recruitment that we've made this summer, I think some really good signings. Barron, Jefte, Bijirami getting an assist, Cherney doing very, very well as well. Robin Proper, not too bad. And to be fair, speaking of Suter, he's come under a lot of pelters recently, and I'm ready to have that conversation with Suter. He's been pretty fucking good the last few games as well. So happy with John Suter as well. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on Jefte down there in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the team yesterday in general. Were you happy with the performance? As stated, let me know down in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.